Hello everyone and welcome to SkillCapped. I'm Notorious Dub and today I'm going to be going in depth talking about Phoenix, going over everything from his abilities, playstyle, big tips we can pick up from pro players like Sub Rosa, and more to give you everything you need to know to pick up Phoenix and start entry fragging and fragging out for your team. Before we get into that though, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn those bells on because we here at SkillCapped have a ton more comprehensive premium guides that you're going to want to stay up to date with so you can keep improving and stay ahead of the pack. And make sure to let me know in the comments below who your favorite agent is and why it's Phoenix. Now first things first, we have to talk about the basic playstyle for Phoenix players. On attacker side, you have one main job as a Phoenix player, because Phoenix is the epitome of an entry fragger, and many rounds you're going to be running in, doing as much damage and getting as many kills as you can before dying. The key thing there is before dying, because your job as a Phoenix is to run in and die so your team can get the site. Everything after that is just a plus for your team. You should think of yourself as an escort for your team, where they can walk up behind you and you buy as much time as possible for your team to catch up and take space while you do your duelist duty. Another great way to utilize Phoenix on attack is to split your pressure. Phoenix is so good at this because he's essentially a one-man army in a way, because his wall allows him to isolate angles, his flashes give him kill pressure and buys him time, and his molly allows him to clear difficult angles and stop rotators. This allows you to solo pressure a site and force rotations while your team pressures another. With the massive amount of utility that's in the game, a team comp with decent smoke placement doesn't always need an escort, and you can play off of each other just fine without one. This means that on a difficult, rotate-heavy map like Haven, the Phoenix can run it down into B site and cause problems for the defenders there, forcing rotators from either garage or A site, all the while stopping the rotation from the B site players, all while doing it somewhat safely and with a high chance of getting kills or at least a kill. This means that your team that's pressuring A or C can almost guarantee that they're going to have to fight 2 people maximum for the site, because your Phoenix has cut off rotations and forced movement from the other people. Now the biggest problem here for attackers in Valorant is that taking a site can be difficult, and not pressuring multiple sites at once can result in a stack on the bomb site that you end up taking. This is what makes Phoenix such a great attacker, because he can fill either of these roles for an attacking team and alleviate a lot of the pressure from the rest of the team, allowing them to play the role that they're best fit for. On defender side though, Phoenix's role is often very different. As a defender, Phoenix excels very well at making aggressive or proactive plays on defense. Now the biggest thing here is to be unpredictable with your aggression, because leaving your team at a 4v5 on defense is often a round losing mistake, whereas it wouldn't be that bad as an attacker to have to play 4v5 on attacker's side. Now you're usually going to want to go aggressive only when the other team is defaulting and you know that you can get a 1v1, or the other team has ignored your site and you can get a huge flank on them. Now when going aggressive, you should be asking someone to come with you to watch your push early in the round to make sure you're not getting caught off guard, and then making full rotate and stack another site after you get your pressure pushed up. Just make sure when you go aggressive, you're not overcommitting without the enemy team pressuring something, because if you're not seeing them on the map fighting for control, then they're probably watching their flank that you're about to come around from. Another great way to use Phoenix on defense, which is where I think most people struggle with, is to jiggle peek and hold really safe angles on site. Phoenix is one of the agents you do not want to get caught off guard pushing, because his molly can stop pushes in their tracks, and his flashes give him time to peek and try to get kills, all the while he's buying time for his teammates to rotate and get there to back him up. So your job as a Phoenix on defense is to play with calculated aggression to get picked safely, or play lockdown defense on a site and delay their push by using all of your utility to let your team come back you up, because you can get picks on site whenever they're pushing, but you want to make sure that you just slow them down as much as possible so your team can stack it whenever they over aggress on the push. Now that we have the basic playstyle covered, let's talk about Phoenix's abilities and how they interact with each other. Phoenix's first ability is his Blaze. Blaze is a flame wall that when fired creates a line of flames that move forward, creating a wall that blocks vision and damages players passing through it. This ability can be curved by holding down the mouse button, and it will follow the direction of your crosshair. It lasts for 8 seconds and heals Phoenix for a total of 50 health if he stands inside of it for the entire duration. Phoenix's flame wall is a vital part of a Phoenix main's kit because it acts as a solid wall when in conjunction with his flashes. This means that it blocks all enemy flashes from you and protects your team and you from your flashes whenever you throw it through the wall. This is one of the best strategies for taking a bomb site because by throwing the wall and splitting the entrance, the enemies aren't sure exactly where you will come out from the wall at, and you can flash through the wall, creating a perfect flash on the enemy team while being protected and being unpredictable whenever you push through the smoke to pick up your kills on the flashed enemies. Speaking of Phoenix's flash, we have his Curveball ability. Phoenix can have 2 curveballs total, costing 200 credits apiece, and they will curve left or right from the character depending on which mouse button you press to throw them. This flare orb travels a set path before detonating and blinding all enemies for a maximum of 1.1 seconds. And the duration of the flash is determined by how closely the enemies are to looking directly at the flash whenever it detonates. This is Phoenix's most well-known ability because it provides the biggest utility for his entry fragging and picking up on easy kills on enemies that just can't see you. Just beware of the random spray that comes shortly after flashing someone who's holding the angle that you're about to come out from behind. Don't let them kill you with the random spray. Next up, we have Phoenix's Hot Hands. This is a signature ability that he will have available every round and comes back whenever he gets 2 kills in a round after he's used the first. Much like his Blaze, Hot Hand damages the enemies that walk through the puddle of flames and heals Phoenix for 50 health whenever he stands in it for the entire duration. After about 25 meters of flight away from Phoenix, the molly will drop straight down from where it is, making it very easy to molly off bomb sites or difficult areas that you need to be clear. One of the best ways to use Phoenix's Hot Hands is to throw it in a doorway that you don't want enemies to push through, that you are then going to push through yourself. Somewhere like Garage on Haven. Whenever you molly off the entrance to the doors, you ensure that no one in their right mind will run through them, and it creates space to back the enemies away from the doors from your push. And most enemies will let their guard down because they don't expect you to push through your own fire. But because your fire doesn't hurt you, walking through that fire and flashing your way out is one of the best ways to catch enemies off guard, all while making sure you don't get timing by their push at the same time. And finally, we have Run It Back. Phoenix's ultimate ability, which upon activation instantly drops a marker, which when Phoenix dies or the time expires on the ability, he gets teleported back to. This ability is the entry fragger's dream, because it allows Phoenix to do exactly what he does best, run in and kill and do as much damage as possible before dying, but this time he gets to live again and join his team on the site take for the second time. Phoenix's Run It Back should be used from a safe location that enemies can't push around to, because the weakest part of the ultimate is that he has to go back to that exact location, making flankers and aggressive enemies very dangerous for an ulted Phoenix. When you have your ultimate up, you should be trying your best to coordinate with your team to have someone sit back and watch your body, while 1 or 2 people push with you to capitalize on your entry fragging, and making sure to keep control of that space that you get for them. Oftentimes, people will turn and run whenever they hear the Phoenix ult running towards them, and without teammates there to take control of that area, your ult can quickly become useless because the enemies just flood back to the area and you've effectively lost all control that you gained with your ultimate. Now that we have his abilities out of the way, let's quickly talk about the Vandal and the Phantom before we get into looking at how pros actually play Phoenix. Now the Vandal and the Phantom often come down to preference most of the time, but we're seeing most Phoenix mains stick to the Phantom. While on Phoenix it could go either way, his kit synergizes better with the Phantom because Phoenix's ultimate and kit allows him to get up close to enemies and look for those quick kills and double kills before he goes down. And in these quick close range engagements, damage output is the most important factor bar none. And with the Phantom allowing for faster spray transfers and a faster time to kill overall at closer ranges, the Phantom allows Phoenix to more easily get those round-winning kills and double kills on his entry into sites. Now, while Phoenix can fight longer range engagements which favor the Vandal, most of his engagements are going to be closer ranged and very fast paced because he's entry fragging onto the site as quickly as possible. Alright, now let's take a look at a couple of Sub Rosa's rounds where he does exactly what we talked about earlier and things that we can learn from. Now in this clip, we have Sub Rosa deep flanking on Ascent. This is kind of what we talked about earlier with Phoenix pressuring at the same time as his team. But here, Sub Rosa is constantly looking at his minimap and checking for when his team has pressure. Now when you're deep flanking like this, you have to make the decision of whether you're going to go in after your team tries to take the site so you can pick up kills and finish out the round, or you go in first to pull rotations and make it easier for your team to take the site. Now here, Sub Rosa takes his time and waits on his team to push up so he can try and close out the round whenever they turn to contest his push. So now we're left with his team committing to the site and starting to pressure, and he can be sure now whenever he's pushing that the B player is going to be rotating right now. And after that kill, it's just up to him to hit his shots to alleviate the pressure from his team. And although the initial site take went pretty poorly, his deep flank like this, although he missed his shots on the Reyna, put his team in a position to win the round in a 1v1 with the bomb planted. Now the biggest thing to note here is that Sabrosa started pressuring immediately after his team started pressuring, and it should be vice versa. If Sabrosa pressures, then his team should immediately. That way they can play off of each other's pressure and one person's job becomes way easier. And finally, we have a huge clutch between Phoenix and Omen, but I want to look at the beginning of the round as well so we can see how to get those early picks effectively. We see Sabrosa jiggle peeking early to get information, and when he sees the recon dart come out with no one following it, he can assume that Sova is lurking for information. With that, he can go aggressive and assume he's going to be pretty safe taking a 1v1 here, and catches the Sova off guard, not expecting an aggressive push. Once he gets the kill though, he does something incredibly important, falls back to help defend. It's incredibly important if the enemy isn't committing to a site or an area that you don't overextend after your pick, because trading back after that ruins your entire advantage and actually puts the defenders at a disadvantage, being even 4-4. Now we see the round go by and Sabrosa just fills in the gap holding Cat because the other team hasn't committed yet, and you have to plug all of the holes so they don't get an area for free. We also see with the jet kill in mid, you always want to clear out the deep lurk areas because operator players will often be the last player to the site, and that's when you can abuse them as a defender, pick them off after they have to rotate to the site behind their team. From here though, the Phoenix and Omen group together and have a clinical retake of the site, playing together, keeping close to each other, and holding off of each other's off angles. Now we do see the Phoenix playing second man instead of entry, but this late in the round when neither of the agents have their abilities, the order is irrelevant, and it just comes down to trading off of your teammate. Overall though, the biggest thing that you need to be doing when you're playing Phoenix is playing with confidence. An entry fragger is supposed to die every now and again, so whenever you don't pick up kills and you just die, just remember that that's part of the job, and keep doing that for the team. Losing your confidence will only make you want to sit farther in the back and stop benefiting the team as a Phoenix. But as always, I hope you learned something from this video, and make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn those bells on, because we here at SkillCapped have a ton more comprehensive premium guides that you're going to want to stay up to date with so you can keep improving and stay ahead of the pack. As always, we here at SkillCapped want to thank you for spending this little bit of your day with us, and I'm Notorious Dub, signing off.